Hi everyone, so welcome back. I hope you're doing good. I'm sitting here today at my dressing table. I say my dressing table. This is my dining room table, which has actually now become my dressing table. I've been doing my makeup here so much recently, my kind of quick go-to everyday makeup. So I thought I would sit down here with the camera and actually show you what I've been doing recently. Everyday makeup is definitely my favorite kind of makeup to do, also my favorite videos to watch. I really like to see how people use very minimal, simple products and end up looking just really polished and really great. I feel like I'm getting quite bland and boring with my makeup choices, but I think I've found, it's taken me this long, but I've found the products that I like and the ones that work with my skin, so I kind of just don't really stray from those. But I have a few substitutions, a few different things that I will show you today. But the first thing I'm going to do is put on SPF because it's summer now. This is so important. Even if it wasn't, I would still be reaching for it. I'm using the Thank You Pharma SPF 50. This is the Sun Protect water cream. I really like this. I think it's a Korean brand, and I saw this on Cult Beauty and decided to give it a go. They have quite a few different types of SPF. This one is the SPF 50 though, which I do like to wear when I'm going outside. I think the most I can do to protect my skin, the better really. It gives a slight shine and it is very hydrating, but it feels very watery and light, and there's just no white cast at all when you put this on. There's just nothing to rub in and worry about. So I've really been liking this. I think it's a good SPF. So for base, I have been rotating between three different, I guess you could call these all BB creams, CC creams. They're all super lightweight, and lightweight is just what I love for base at the moment. I don't like using foundation on my skin. So this is the one I think I've been using the most. This is the Walkyrie Cellularose Moisturising CC cream. I picked this up, and I'm gonna admit this, it was because it was pink, but it turns out I really like this. I've also been using the Bali Body BB cream a lot. You guys might have seen me talk about this recently. It's a very bronzing BB cream, so if I want to look a bit sun-kissed, a bit bronze goddess-like, which for me is slightly warmer than my usual pale skin tone, that is the one I reach for. And then the newest one that I've been trying, which I really like, I'm on board with, is this from Chanel. It's new. It's the Beiges Healthy Glow Gel Touch Foundation, and it comes in a cushion. I love cushion products. I think they are so easy to use, and I think just because of the way they're packaged, they tend to be super lightweight. So this one you can see is just your standard kind of cushion, although it has kind of like a mesh rather than a cushion soaked with product. So a little bit different, but a really nice kind of lightweight. I'd say this is the most lightweight of all the three. Today I think I'm just gonna go for my standard by Terry CC cream. I really like using this. I really enjoy it. It's a very nice product to use. It has a pump to it as well, which I think is awesome. So I basically just pump a few pumps of this onto a sponge. This one is a Real Techniques blender, and then I just kind of work it on. And with these types of lightweight foundations, you could use just your fingers or your hands. I just always prefer to use a sponge. I think it just gives the nicest finish. I also really wet my sponge before I use it, and I don't wring all of the moisture out because I think that really helps when you have dry skin. And the last thing I do with that is just take it down my neck too, especially if I'm wearing something off the shoulder or something low cut, which tends to be every single day now that it's a bit warmer. Can you tell that I've just woken up as well, by the way? I don't usually sound this croaky, but I don't usually film this early ever. So that is why my voice sounds a bit weird today. So I have been all about concealers in a pot recently. I never used to like these kinds of concealers, but it's what I've been reaching for. I think it started off with this one here, which is the Glossier Stretch Concealer. This is just such a nice product. It's super hydrating, really moisturizing under your eyes, but also I find when you use it with a sponge, and I think that is definitely the key for these pot concealers, is to use a sponge and just get straight in there. This gives such good coverage as well. I was surprised at how covering this is. This has become kind of a staple when I'm doing no makeup at all. So if I'm just literally grabbing one product, I will reach for this and just put it under my eyes, get rid of my dark circles, and then be out the door. So for super minimal makeup, this is just a winner. And then for days when I want a bit more coverage, I've been having a few breakouts and blemishes recently. I still have this little patch of scarring here, which won't go away. I've been reaching for the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Now this is seriously heavy duty. This is really full coverage. Because of that, it can be a tiny bit more drying, but I just make sure I have very hydrating products underneath it. But it is just, it works wonders at concealing. I'm actually going to use this today just to show you the power that this has. So what I do is just take the pointy tip of my beauty blender, stick it in there, get a little bit of product on there, and just kind of go straight underneath my eyes. So they're not too bad at the moment, but you can see this kind of bluish tone, kind of purpliness that I have underneath there. It's just always there every day. But if I just press a tiny bit of this on, it literally goes, it disappears. Considering this is a really pigmented concealer too, the brightening effect that it has is amazing. So I do pull a little bit of it down and just take it kind of onto the tops of my cheekbones too. So then I'll do a little bit on my kind of problem areas. I'm never too precise with my concealing on blemishes. I just tend to sort of go over the whole area and cover them a little bit. The places that I do always go to are these little patches underneath my nose. I find they get quite red. And the best thing about using a really sheer base and then a more covering concealer is that you don't actually need to put product all over your face. I always try to go for the lightest base that I can manage and then just get rid of anything I don't want to be there with concealer. I think that's the best kind of formula to use on your face. It's like science for makeup. Can you tell that I've gotten a bit of sun recently? My face is actually paler than my body, which never ever happens. This is new territory for me. I'm not used to this at all. Sometimes I will set that down, sometimes I won't. Today I think I will. So for setting, I always reach for my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder. I love this stuff. It's just so finely milled, especially under eyes, which can be really tricky to set. You can get very cakey very easily when you put powder underneath there, but this one does none of that. So I mainly put it underneath there. I will take a little bit on the patches that could be shinier, especially where I have my concealer, the places where makeup might just come off if I'm having a particularly long day. But I don't put a whole ton of powder on my face because I like to kind of preserve a bit of the glow that the CC cream gives. So now for my favourite little thing in the world right now, this palette from Charlotte Tilbury as well. If you are looking to buy a multi-use face palette, anything palette, I think you need to go for this one. This is all I use now. I just reach for it every day. It's so compact and small as well. It's really not big. Kind of an all-in-one palette. It's actually called Instant Look in a palette. So it's got eyeshadows in here. It has a bronzer, highlighter, and a blush too. So basically all the powder products that you would need to carry with you. I'm gonna use the bronzer first. This is a really nice warm tone bronzer as well. Very summery, very golden. I kind of just put this everywhere. So I definitely make sure I take it down my neck as well, just to blend everything together. But then my cheeks, my nose as well, my chin, my forehead, and I always make sure I put some on my eyelids as well. So then I go straight into use the blusher and the highlights from this as well. I kind of mix the two blushes together. One's very pinky and one's a bit more reddy and warm. So a combination of those two is what I've been using, and I really like those colours. And then this highlighter is a really nice, it's kind of like a champagne-y tone, but it's not super warm. It's also not super cool either. So it's really neutral. I think that's going to be really flattering for any skin tone. And even though this is an everyday makeup, of course, I'm going to cake on the highlighter. I absolutely love highlighter. It's one of my favourite products, and I think it's one that really makes such a difference with your makeup. You can go from kind of tired to instantly super bright and awake when you wear this. So I just love to pack on the highlighter. Look at that glow. So while I have this palette open, I'm gonna go straight onto my eyes. I would usually do brows in between this, but why not? So I use pretty much all three of the shadows that are in here. The first one is a really nice kind of light shimmery base. So that one I will pop on all over my lid with a big fluffy brush. The second one is still shimmery and metallic, but it's a little bit more bronzy, so that I will just put on the lid here. And then the darkest colour I'll just put on the outer corners of my eyes. This one is matte as well, so it's really nice for just deepening the look and giving some definition on your eyelashes too. And I'm never particularly precise with my eyeshadow application, especially when it's quite early in the morning. I tend to just see what I can put on and what I can get away with without having to spend too much time blending. The nice thing about these Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows is that they are very easy to blend. They are super, super finely milled and just really easy to move around. So you can get away with not really doing much work with them. So my brows are looking a bit sad at the moment. Let's fill them in. I'm still using these Rimmel brow fibre pencils, and I really, really enjoy them. I think they're just so easy to use, which is why I tend to like brow pencil in the first place. But these ones are really good colours. They match my eyes perfectly, so this is what I've been reaching for. They're also a little bit thickening too, which you don't get with a lot of brow products. These ones have fibres in them, which are kind of freaky looking when you see them, but they do a good job. They really kind of bulk up your brows a little bit. So I use this lightest colour all the way through my eyebrows, so kind of just to fill in the bulk of it, all the sparse bits and all the gaps. And then the darker colour, which is the darker brown, I'll take this just to define my brows. So the arch, and then I pull it down a bit and make the tail longer. There we go, one brow down. Let's do the other ones. IT Cosmetics Superhero Elastic Stretch Volumizing Mascara is so great. I can't express to you how amazing this mascara is. I think you're just gonna have to watch me put it on because it's so thickening and so kind of lengthening. It does all the good stuff you want mascara to do basically, but it goes on so quickly. I barely have to even touch my lashes and the formula builds up instantly, and I love that. I think there's nothing worse than having a really great mascara but you have to sit there and work for it. That is just time that I don't want to be spending applying makeup. I mentioned in another vlog this week as well, I recently had my lashes lifted, which I think makes such a difference. I don't really ever reach for eyelash curlers. I think that's just another step that I'm not willing to do every day, but it makes such a difference. I think having really kind of pushed up curled lashes really opens up your eyes. So the combination of that and then this mascara is just winning for me. I really like it. It's always this part of the video that I'm editing and I notice the weird faces that I make when I put mascara on. Even when I try not to, I'm still kind of like biting my lip or doing something weird with my nose. But that's it. That's one coat of this mascara. Done. Amazing. I absolutely love it. So I'm also going to put some on my bottom lashes. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do is pop on some lipstick. I've been really liking this lipstick, which is from Tanya Cosmetics. This is her new summer range, I think. It's called Bear Hug, which is just so adorable. But this is actually such a nice nude, and I really like the formula of these. They're kind of matte, but not matte as well. There's a lot of pigment, but it still feels very comfortable to wear. When I'm not wearing that one though, the other two lip products that I've been reaching for recently are these from NARS. They're the new shades of Velvet Matte Lips. And I'm so excited about this because I love these. These are really, really great products. This one you probably have seen me wearing quite a lot recently, and I would have put it on today, but I haven't sharpened it. And I don't know where I have a sharpener. It could be anywhere in this house. This is a really pretty peach though. It's lighter than what I have on now and a bit pinkier, but it's still a really pretty kind of nude natural colour. And then for something a bit darker, this is Walkyrie, something like that. This one is a bit more of a rusty kind of dark brownish tone, but I really, really like it. I think it's the kind of darkest I can go for an everyday lip without looking like I'm really wearing lipstick, if that makes sense. So I really like those two as well. And then this one, these have just been my go-to everyday lip colours. So that is my everyday makeup, guys. I really hope you enjoyed watching this. I just love filming these. How often can I get away with filming an everyday makeup when it's basically all the same? Not sure, but I hope you liked it. Let me know below in the comments if you did, and if you use any of these products or what your favourite everyday makeup products are, because as I said, everyday makeup is just what I live for. It's my favourite thing. So that is all for me today. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye.